Hi there, it's Susie, your local knowledge broker for the Seattle, Tacoma, Washington areas. Today, we're going to be talking about how mortgage rates are on the rise and what we can do to prepare for them. Okay, so during the last video, we talked about home ownership as a hedge against inflation. And now we're going to look at the conditions of the market and kind of what's projected to happen. So, a wise owl and a few market experts say that homes are expected to increase in value over time. So, even on the lower end, if we think 23 to 24%, that's pretty significant return on our investment over the next 5 years. So, locking in today's costs is critical for those who have the opportunity to do so, to protect yourself in the largest monthly payment. Because, as we know, with home prices increasing, mortgage rates are rising, inflation is all around us, it's just going to get more expensive to purchase a home. So, we're going to talk a little bit about mortgage rates. Now, at the beginning of February this year, 2022, there was a rise in mortgage rates in a fairly volatile environment. So I'm going to cover where we're at today, but certainly as we go through the next few months, I'm going to keep you updated on what's happening with not only the mortgage rates, but the real estate market, what's going on with home prices and appreciation. Now, a positive jobs report hints to the feds taking action and raising the federal funds rate this month, in the month of March. We should expect to see rates go up. We were at about 3.55% on the average 30-year fixed as recorded by Freddie Mac. So they're saying that following a volatile January when we had the Omni variant and things like that, but February and March are now bringing a rise in mortgage rates, and that's what we need to be prepared for. So, my goal over the next few minutes is to give you what you need to understand maybe where we're heading in this market. So, if we look at this rise in the rates, we were at about 3.55% in January of 2022. This graphic goes back to the beginning of 2020. And we're starting to get back in the area where we started when the pandemic began in March of 2020. So, just to put that in perspective, the Fed comes in and they act as the influence. So, they don't control mortgage rates, but they can influence the rates. We were down and now we're starting to come back up. So it's certainly a sign that we can all hope for, that the economy is improving, that we're getting through this, we're moving ahead, we're moving forward. That would be the best way to describe it. So rates are starting to go up, but we're moving forward as well. So if you take a little bit larger look, if we go back to the beginning of, say, 2018, you can see that the average 30-year fixed and sort of make this line of 3.55%, you can see where we sit here, right? Well, certainly we were higher back in 2018 and 19 as we started to come down, and we certainly dropped to historic lows during the pandemic. And so we're starting to come back out of that. So, for a little bit of perspective on that, again, from Freddie Mac, they say that as mortgage rates rise, we do expect some moderation in housing demand, causing house price growth to temper. However, the combination of a large number of entry-level home buyers facing a shortage of entry-level inventory of homes for sale should still keep the housing market competitive, especially for our sellers. No doubt we'll see a housing market that is competitive again this year. So we're still going to be seeing a lot of multiple offers. So, if you take this rate of 3.55% and even going into 4%, which I do think we will see pretty soon, that's still a really favorable rate when you go all the way back to the 1970s, which, if you recall, we did in our last video, right? Well, this is the average 30-year fixed rate by decade. So going 1970s, 80s, 90s, all the way till now. And what do you see there? Even at the 4%, that is still a very favorable financing rate when you look historically at where we were. So I've mentioned it before, between 2010 and 2020, we bounced around 3.5 to 5%. That was kind of the range of interest rates during that time. Well, you see the average rate here from 2010 was 4.09%, which is really good financing. So it's going to feel like we're heading higher, but when we look historically, it's still really good financing for homes across the country. Just for a quick rate difference example, here's what a monthly payment would be. So let's say at 3.25% versus 4%. On a $500,000 home, putting 20% down with a 30-year fixed rate. Okay, easy math. So at 3.25%, your monthly payment is around $1,741, whereas at 4%, it's jumped up to $1,910. So you can see why you're able to purchase a home. You may want to do so before the rates go even higher. But remember, a fixed rate means that your house payment will not go up. So over the next 30 years, your house payment would be the same. Even though property taxes may go up, other expenses, I'm sure, are going to increase. But look at where we started the year. So our national average was around about 3.1%. And right now we're sitting at about 3.55. So if we look where we're going, we're most likely going to see that 4% mark pretty quickly. I'm not saying we're going to stop at 4%. I don't have a crystal ball, although I wish I did, because that would make my job so much easier. But that's certainly the outlook. I would take the average loan amount in your area, speak with a local real estate specialist or your preferred lender. If you live in the Seattle-Tacoma area, I would be happy to help answer any questions and help you find your dream home in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're coming into nice season around here. But in the meantime, just handing out some education to see where we are most likely headed. So I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed today's market update on the reasons for rising mortgage rates. Be sure to check me out here next week, and don't forget to follow me on social media at Susie Wilder-Poe Realtor for all your real estate market information. Have a great day.